Hey guys, let's talk about tonight's episode of How to Get Away with Murder. Well, if you want to get away with murder, you better have Annalise Keating on your side because that is what she did in this episode. She spent the entire time trying to throw her husband under the bus in order to get Rebecca off for being guilty of murder and helping out her team of associates, or I should say her students, from the crime that they did commit, which was against her husband. So we all know that we ended last season, not season, but at the mid-season finale with them finally revealing the murder of Sam. And the students did kill her husband. It was actually Wes who did it, who gave the final blow. And of course, we had been seeing throughout all 9 episodes what had been leading up to this moment. And when Wes goes back to the house to clean up the mess, Annalise is there. So Annalise knows what happened. She's aware that Wes is behind the murder of her husband, and she wants to do everything she can to protect him, get the rest of the students, basically help protect them, and she instructs him how to get rid of the body, what he should do, which is get rid of the body, destroy the evidence, because his skin would be under the fingernails and everything. So, yeah, Annalise is all on board, or at least so it seems, to help get these students off from the crime that they have committed. So, of course, it starts off with Annalise fully with no makeup on, looking at herself in the mirror. And, of course, we all know that Viola Davis won a SAG award for her performance as Annalise Keating in How to Get Away with Murder. And she absolutely deserves it because she is so amazing in this role. But we move from there to her being interrogated by the police. And, of course, she's explaining, that she believes her husband impregnated Lila Stansgard, and that she just found out that her husband had an affair, and she believes that he ran off because Annalise was going to go to the police and tell them the truth. And this is why she's now coming forward with all this information. And of course, she doesn't leave without giving them the nugget that she's been sleeping with Nate, who is a detective in their precinct. So, she knows how to drop some bombs. So, of course, we have her team of students who have been, trying their best to hold it all together since they've murdered Sam. And they're not doing a very good job. Especially, I'm actually shocked that it's Connor who is the first one to want to turn on everybody and tell the truth. And he, of course, tries to reel in Michaela, because we all know she's like the softest one out of all of them to cave. And so he pretty much tries to tell her that they have a good defense, and if they just go forward and tell the truth, then, they'll come out better for it. So they, of course, go to Laurel to plead their case, and hopefully she'll be on their side to sort of pin everything on Wes and Rebecca. But that doesn't go very far because we all know that that's just not going to happen. But what the kids don't know is that Annalise is aware of everything that's been going on. So only Wes knows that Annalise knows everything. And he wanted to tell the group, but Annalise said, no, don't do it. Just keep it between us. So now the secret is pretty much out because as Connor and Michaela think that they're going to go and reveal this truth to the police, of course, Laurel rats them out to Wes and she at least rats them out to Wes, thinking that he told Annalise the truth, but not aware that Annalise witnessed Wes standing over Sam. So, of course, Annalise comes to this to stop them at the police station and tells them, listen, if you guys want to get away with this, you need me on your side, and I'm here to protect you. So, of course, Annalise is going to do whatever she can to help them not go away for this crime. Now, we did find out that Sam is the father of Lila's baby, and that they had some footage of them at an abortion clinic, and they were able to prove that he had motive to want to kill her, and it was because she wanted to have an abortion and all this other stuff. So Rebecca is now free and clear, and her and Wes can, I don't know, do whatever they want to do together. But the bottom line is she's no longer being tried for the murder of her best friend. Of course, the prosecution wasn't very pleased with all this, and they are not obviously going to just rest with this. I think that they're still going to try to prove that there's more going on here. And of course, nobody knows where Sam is. And everyone's just assuming that Sam ran off, but let's face it, Sam's dead. So I don't know how they're going to think they're going to get away with this when we all know that the way that they cleaned up his body was very sloppy. The fact that they threw his remains in a garbage bin, really? No. And we find out at the end of the episode that Sam's sister has arrived, and she goes to the police and tells them that there's no way that he would have murdered anybody, and anything that Annalise is telling you is lies. And that was one of the things I was wondering. I'm like, where's Sam's family? Like, Annalise is basically dragging her husband through the mud, and where's his family and all this? Like, how come nobody's coming to say hello, hold the phone? This is not true. So I'm glad that they actually addressed that by the end of the episode. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens moving forward. Now, there was an interesting moment where Wes and Rebecca were laying in bed, and she was like, do you think she knows? And he's like, no, she doesn't know. And she kept repeating it. And I'm like, knows what? So they're keeping something from Annalise, and I can't remember if it was revealed before and I'm supposed to know already, or I'm in on the secret too, or like the audience doesn't know either. So they have a secret that they're keeping from Annalise, but they think that she knows, and Rebecca's a little bit suspect about that. So I'm not sure exactly what that secret is, and I'm hoping that I'm not supposed to know, because I don't think I do. And if I did, I forgot. So if somebody knows what the secret is that they're talking about, please let me know. We also had Asher, who was running around, clueless in all of this. So he still thinks that, he's going to be called out because he went to the house. But, he had nothing to do with the murder, so he has really nothing to worry about. And then at the end of the episode, Annalise uses her exam by using the case, using, of course, not the real names or the real people, but uses the murder of her husband as an essay for her students to come up with a reason as to how these 4 people can get away with this crime, or get freed, or get not freed, but can not be found guilty of this crime. So she tasks it out to all of her students in the class to come up with a reasonable argument as to how they can get off. So, she's doing whatever it is that she has to do to clear her students. So yeah, that was it. But, there was a lot of stuff going on. I thought it was a good returning episode. Of course, Annalise is awesome, a.k.a. Viola Davis. She just kills it in this role, and she's got so many dimensions to her, which is so cool. You can't quite read her. Like, her relationship with Wes, I don't know. Like, there's part of me that's like, is he your son? Like, is he? But then I see her, and she, like, touches his face, and it's kind of creepy. And, this goes back to episodes before where I was like, look at her, the way she looks at him, and I'm, like, in a sexual way. Like, I can't read her vibe with Wes. It's weird. It's creepy. So yeah, just so many things going on there. And then, of course, her having that conversation with Nate in the car. And we all know that she obviously went to see Nate and have sex with him the night Sam went missing so she could have an alibi. And she plays it off like, oh, I really care about you, and that's the whole reason why I came to see you that night. And it's like, she's just covering all of her tracks, just like she called Bonnie and was all like, oh my God, where's Sam? I don't know. Like, she's just doing everything she can to create her own defense, which is awesome. And even when she goes to, is his name Henry? What's his name? The other associate, Frank, the assistant, and she tells him the truth, but she says, don't tell Bonnie. Bonnie can't know. So I don't know. I think he knows that Sam's dead, but, obviously Bonnie doesn't know the truth. So Anyways, all right, guys, let me know what you thought of this week's episode. I thought it was a solid episode coming back, and I'm glad that we kind of just picked up right where we left off. And these students are just frazzled. They, can't really keep a lie, but they're doing their best to hold the truth. So let me know what you guys thought, and I'll see you next week. Okay,